But I swear to you it wasn't my fault. A new clerk unwrapped the painting and sold it while I was out.
I told you how much the painting meant to me. Such mistakes are worth a person's life.
Baron, no, please, I beg you.
Be still, little pig. Where is this stupid clerk?
I fired him immediately, Your Highness. But he knows nothing, I assure you. Baron, perhaps I could buy the painting back. The present owner has no idea of its value.
You did already enough. Who is he, the man who bought it?
A man named Dante. Willie Dante.
Dante? Is this a poor joke, Meyerhof?
Oh, no, Your Highness. He owns a nightclub here in San Francisco, which he calls Dante's Inferno. Naturally, he would be interested in the painting.
Infuriating coincidence. But never mind, we will deal with him later. Leo, Mr. Meyerhof will no longer be associated with us. Leave no visible marks or permanent injuries, but give him some indication what he can expect if he talks to anyone about this.
Baron, no. Your Highness!
And a good early evening to you.
Oh, yes, of course. Go fetch your employer, whatever his name is.
His name is Dante, and you happen to be almost looking at him right now.
I see. Do you have a clean table?
We'll scrub one down.
Your arm, please.
Could I get you a drink, Miss or Mrs.?
I'm the Princess Stephanie von Leuerkranz of Mannheim und Kolwitz. You may call me Your Highness.
I hesitate to be so informal, Your Highness.
I'm a guest in your country. I will understand. You said a drink. Do you have Bavarian beer?
If not, we'll send for it, if necessary, to Bavaria. Excuse me. Fred. 2 beers, table 14, chop, chop. The beer will be here in a moment. I took the unforgivable liberty of ordering one for myself, Your Highness.
As I said, this is America. You may sit down now.
Thank you.
Now then, my chauffeur or one of his friends was in here last evening and told me about a painting you have. Yes, that one.
Well, that's a copy of Michelangelo's Dante's Inferno. Do you like it?
I decided to buy it.
Oh, you have? Well, when I decide to sell, I'll think of you first.
1,000 American dollars.
You're kidding.
Come now, Mr. Dante. I'm not familiar with your marketplace techniques. Let us say $5,000. Now, go take it down.
My dear princess, I'm going to make believe that you're serious and remind you that this painting is just a copy worth maybe a couple of $100.
You may put a price on your taste, Mr. Dante, but not on mine. If you have a practiced eye, it will tell you that I have here 50 $100 bills. Now the painting, please.
You are serious. The fact remains, princess, that even if that were the original, which it is not, but if it were, where could it find a more appropriate home than right here?
You mean you will not sell this ridiculous copy for $5,000?
I may hate myself in the morning, but that's what I mean. Well, that's that. There must be something else we have in common.
You find me attractive?
Like gangbusters, Your Highness.
You might change your mind about the painting?
I may change it, lose it, or give you a piece of it. Who can tell?
Yeah. You are beautiful. I suppose you've heard that many times.
Not without a fight, but I accept your translation.
Good. You can reach me in care of the Baron von Singer at number 9 Russian Hill Place.
With or without the painting?
Preferably with. Perhaps without. Now I must go.
I tell you can't turn your back on him.
Don't tell me, tell her. Was that an old friend or an audition?
Never mind the cracks. I just got a big offer.
Since when is that news?
Thanks, but it wasn't for my physical attributes. She wants the painting.
Not for her locket, I gather.
Gather some more, because I don't know why either. How much would you boys say this painting is worth?
Oh, about $1.50.
Give or take 100.
I paid 200, frame and all.
The frame ain't bad.
The princess, that's what she calls herself, offered me $5,000 for it.
Try to pay off in a bump check.
No, 50 little hundreds all in a row.
Willie, go on out and grab her.
To coin a phrase, why not?
She knows it's a copy, I know it's a copy, but she still offered me the $5 grand. Now, either I'm losing my touch or that painting has more hidden charms than the princess.
You can't believe it's the original.
Well, it's certainly something, and I'm going to find out what. Biff, haul it down and be gentle.
Are you going to a museum or the police?
Neither. If there's a secret about that painting, I want it to be my secret, too.
Well, there's always Ferdinand.
Ferdy? No, he just paints. I need somebody to analyze the thing.
Now, Ferd has never made a living by painting. He restores paintings for galleries. But he has one of those X-ray machines, whatever you call them. I've seen it in his studio.
You?
Yes, I bought a raffle ticket for the Artists and Models Ball. Didn't win anyone.
Okay, I'll give Freddie a crack at it first thing in the morning.
Yes?
Is Freddie in?
Are you one of his students?
No, but where do I go to enlist?
Do you know where he is?
No, again. Are you expecting him?
Been waiting for him for an hour.
Do you mind if I wait, too?
Be his guest.
Thank you.
Painters. They have no regard for anyone's time but their own. I don't care if he ever finishes his canvas or not. I have a lecture at Berkeley at 1 o'clock, and I'm going to be there.
Whatever can you be studying?
I don't take the lecture, I give it. I'm guest lecturing a seminar on the history of art.
Oh,
I take your surprise as a compliment.
I'm sorry. My mistake. A pretty face sometimes makes me jump at a brainless conclusion. Willie Dante.
Nora McKay.
How do?
The academic life doesn't pay very well. Little modeling goes a long way at the supermarket. One of yours?
Oh, no, I'm not a painter. This is just something I picked up. I wanted Freddie to tell me if there's more here than meets the eye.
May I?
By all means.
Looks like a copy of a Michelangelo work. Inspired by Dante's Inferno.
Old copy or a new one?
In terms of art, it could have been painted this morning. It does look like a technique that was popular in Holland before and during World War II.
Not worth very much, huh?
Would $250 be much?
You sure?
As far as its commercial value, yes. I'm sorry, but you did ask.
What would you say if I told you that somebody offered me $5,000 for this pretty doodle?
I'd say call a doctor.
Or the police?
I assume that someone has made you such an offer. I don't see why, but there have been many cases where they've tried to hide a valuable painting by putting trash over it.
Well, that's what I was going to ask Ferdy.
Oh, Ferdy's just a mechanic. Why don't we look for ourselves? I think I can work the old atom smasher.
Smashing.
Close the drapes. No sign of another painting. There are some sort of weird hieroglyphics that don't belong on any canvas.
Maybe somebody's old laundry list.
Mathematics? No. Chemical formula. Yeah, there's a symbol for carbon. I remember that much.
Well, there goes another original.
As far as the painting goes, I'm afraid so. Switch off the lights. You'll have to find a physicist or a chemist to figure out this scribbling. Probably an early development for instant ketchup.
Well, this isn't the first time I've been disappointed by a beautiful woman.
Wasn't it Ogden Nash who said girls who are spectacled don't get their neck tickled?
Well, obviously, Ogden overlooks certain necks. And let me add, I do have one original Dantes Inferno, the nightclub of the same name, which I own.
Offering all the 7 circles the original Dante provided for lost souls?
The little souls we throw back, the big ones can take care of themselves. What's your size?
Tonight?
7:30. Where'll I pick you up?
On your doorstep. I'll change to the university.
And tell Freddie I'm very, very glad that I missed him.
After I spit in his eye?
Is that an insight into your character?
Uh-huh. Want to change your plans?
No, plans are fine. I may have to overhaul the tactics. Arrivederci, McKay.
Ciao, Dante.
It's not just this.
You okay, Mac?
Of course not. What's that?
Salami. I didn't have any smelling salts. What happened?
I couldn't start the car, and I got out to find out why, and the hood came down on my head.
Here, you hold on to this. I'll hit the ignition. You see what's wrong.
Thanks.
Purring like a kitten. You must have had a gear out of neutral.
I must have, but I didn't. And that couldn't come down by itself.
What do you mean?
The painting.
Hey, pretty sexy. Oh, I get it. You thought someone stole it.
Now, all I know is that I wasn't accident-prone until that came along. Well, thank you very much for the salami and all.
Don't mention it.
Those are the hand scratches I was telling you about, Sergeant.
Sure, but what does it mean? It's a chemical formula. The formula for benzene.
Benzene?
Lighter fluid.
Another baffling case wrapped up. You got any more ways to waste our time, Dante?
Why would anybody put the formula of lighter fluid in the back of a painting?
You know, that's a good thought. I'm glad you brought that up before Sergeant O'Grady takes the rest of the day off. Thanks a heap.
How's that, Wally?
Jiggle it a little to the left there. Yeah. No, that's too much.
How's the head?
It's simmered down to an Afro-Cuban beat.
You going to ask the princess to dance?
Not yet.
But it doesn't make sense, Willie. They didn't steal the painting, they didn't take your money or anything else. Do you suppose the hood could have really fallen on you?
Are you bucking for police, Sergeant?
Hey, Willie,
That's perfect, Biff.
if you think that's perfect, you should see what just come in. I'd like to hang her over the bar and see what happens.
That's nothing. You should see her in a shawl. You're early, I'm glad to say.
Blame it on football. The team needed practice, and all of them are in my class, or so it seems.
That's red-blooded American art for you.
How about that? He knows her.
Well, why not? She's a girl, isn't she?
I'm either lucky or just deformed because I've got 3 right arms, and here are 2 of them. Stu and Biff, meet Miss Nora McKay.
Hi.
I feel like I joined something, but I like it.
Serves you right for walking in beauty like a night of cloudless climes.
When he's through with the weather report, how about a drink?
Bloody Mary with Tabasco.
One flamethrower coming up.
Will you be dining?
With Tabasco.
Excuse me.
Did Bertie show up?
Mm-hmm. While I was dressing to leave. Oh, he raved and ranted about my lack of dedication to true art because I was deserting him at his highest moment of inspiration.
And that's when you spit in his eye, huh?
No, I just patted him on his beret and told him to be a good boy.
Is that your hobby, making boys out of men?
I didn't invent the categories. I just weaved my womanly way through the world and let the men separate themselves from the boys.
Here's a little something that'll keep you warm the rest of the year.
Nice. But, more Tabasco?
Lady knows what she wants, Biff.
Well, if you get the feeling you're on cloud 9, it'll just be the steam coming out of her ears.
Biff's the tiger when his talents are put to the test.
I'm sure he'd say the same about you. I hope I can.
Show me to the starting line, Coach.
You're on it.
Light her cigarettes at arm's length.
Well, Biff's made the team. Now it's my turn. Shall we toast the pretty picture that brought us together? And then we'll find a little table for two.
Another one, huh? What are you doing, stamping them out in the back room?
That painting? It's the same one you saw this morning.
Oh, it is not.
Well, it is, too.
Maybe the same picture, but it's a different painting.
You're kidding.
Shading technique, much more obvious. Brushwork, heavy-handed. As far as copies goes, the first one you showed me was much better.
I'll let it go for $3,000. Look, I'll accept your original offer of $1,000. I just want to get out of here.
Of course, but I'm not sure the Baron is still interested.
Of course I am, Your Highness. $1,000 is a small price to pay for Mr. Dantes' cooperation.
Of course.
Well, I'll just take the money and get out of here.
I don't have the cash on me, naturally, but the princess is going to bring it to you tomorrow.
Oh, sure. Anything you say.
Fine. Now, if you will excuse us. Schauen Sie doch nach, wer das ist. What is the meaning of this?
Shut up. It's all clear, Your Excellency.
Ah, there you are, vile creature. Peddling your wares, are you?
What is this? Who are you?
Please, Count. I don't know anything about this.
Just tell me when, boss.
In a moment, Jojo. You, I take it, are the so-called Baron von Zenger.
Yes, but...
Even in my business, we honor a gentleman's word, but apparently our telephone conversation was nothing but a ruse on your part to deceive me.
But I never made any telephone...
So you pretend to forget.
You know him?
Count Michael, Your Highness.
But I never spoke to him.
Craven liar.
Just tell me when. Just tell me when.
Patience. You never told me you had associates. We agreed to eliminate him and then share the formula.
He knows about that.
Count, he doesn't.
Count Michael, it's obvious that he was going to cross you and his friends, but I'm just a guy that got caught in the middle.
Silence, tavern keeper.
You traitorous pig. You thought you could use Leo and myself, then make off with the painting yourself.
But it is true.
It's clear, Your Highness, that you've been dealing with the wrong man.
Very clear, sir. Leo, get the real painting.
No, Leo. Leo, don't listen to her! Leo!
Well, I guess you won't be needing me anymore.
Jojo.
Sorry.
Excellent. And now, Your Highness, if we will instruct your lackey to take the Baron to my car.
Mach was befehlt.
If he gets difficult, you know what to do.
Very well, Your Excellency.
Count, Your Excellency.
Be silent, peasant, Your Highness. I'm prepared to make you a most generous offer for your share of the painting. $25,000.
Really? I had presumed you intended an equal partnership. After all, it was I who found the painting again.
Having something and knowing its true value are two different things. I had no idea that the Baron had discussed its significance. With you?
Its significance is an industrial diamond formula worth, conservatively, $5 million.
Ah, then you do know. I foresee for us a most profitable and enjoyable partnership.
What about him?
Oh, I don't know a thing. Saw nothing, heard nothing.
A frightened peasant. I doubt that he could tempt my vengeance.
Not me. I never saw either one of you before.
Your Highness, allow me.
Hello. Sergeant O'Grady, please. Willie Daddy.
That's the door.
If it's important, I'll break it down. I'm gonna get that door fixed.
What's wrong with it?
It works.
Willie, you...
Why didn't you tell those coppers we weren't for real?
I did. I phoned Sergeant O'Grady.
They had us handcuffed, mugged, and halfway to the cell block.
Oh, I smell the good sergeant's sense of humor, and it really smells. How about our high-flying Bavarian friends?
Well, they're in the pokey.
That diamond formula was stolen from a Dutch scientist during the war and smuggled out of Europe on the back of that painting. Since then, various thieves have been playing hopscotch with it.
Why don't the four of us sit down and we can have a nice long talk about it?
Oh, yes, I see.
I better get out of these clothes and get back to work.
By the way, Willie, could you possibly advance me $25,000?
Come again?
That's the price they set for the princess's bail. You know, Willie, she's really not a bad sort.
She's a cold-blooded thief and a potential murderess.
Oh, no, not cold-blooded, Willie. Not that.
All right, just a thief and a potential murderess, then. I'm sorry.
Yeah, all right. Maybe she'll get time off for good behavior, huh?
Maybe.
Love does not conquer all.
Close your big mouth, McKay.